When we look at the United States in 2025, its skyline, its technology, its cultural influence, it's easy to forget how unlikely its rise once was. The story of America becoming a superpower didn't happen overnight. It wasn't the result of a single war, a single leader, or a single breakthrough. It was a long, layered evolution that began in places most of the world never noticed: noisy factories, crowded ports, and small frontier towns filled with people who believed the future could be built with their own hands. In the late 1800s, the United States was still finding its identity. But something extraordinary was happening behind the scenes. Railroads stretched from coast to coast. Steel mills in Pittsburgh lit the sky red at night. New immigrants poured in, bringing languages, skills, and ambitions that blended into a single, powerful force. America didn't just produce more steel than any other nation, it built the infrastructure of what would later become global influence. Cities grew upward, rail networks expanded outward, and factories ran day and night. The world was changing, and the United States was becoming the engine driving that change. The momentum carried into the early 20th century. By the 1920s, New York City symbolized modern life. Skyscrapers climbed higher every year, cars filled the streets, and radios connected millions of people with the same voice at the same moment. Innovation wasn't just part of American culture, it was becoming the identity of the nation. The economy surged, industries multiplied, and the U.S. took its first confident steps onto the world stage. But the defining era, the moment when America truly became a superpower, came with World War II. While much of Europe and Asia were devastated, American factories thrived. Workers built planes, tanks, and ships at a pace history had never seen. The U.S. emerged from the war with unmatched industrial strength, economic stability, and military capability. It wasn't simply one of the victors, now it was the global leader. The Cold War pushed that leadership even further. As the Soviet Union rose as a rival, the U.S. invested heavily in science, military technology, and global alliances. In the 1960s, NASA engineers watched glowing screens in mission control as humans prepared to step onto the moon. The space race wasn't only a scientific challenge, it was a statement of influence. For decades, American universities, laboratories, and technology companies drove innovations that shaped the modern world. By the end of the century, another revolution began, not in steel mills or factories, but in garages and small offices in Silicon Valley. The digital era transformed everything: communication, business, entertainment, and national security. Companies founded in the 1990s and early 2000s would eventually define the daily lives of billions of people around the globe. The American economy shifted from heavy industry to information, software, finance, and advanced manufacturing. Smartphones, search engines, social networks, cutting-edge biotech, and early artificial intelligence all grew from American soil. As the world entered the 21st century, the definition of power changed again. Influence was no longer measured only by military size or economic output, it was measured by innovation, culture, and digital reach. American movies, music, brands, and technology shaped global trends. The U.S. military remained the most advanced in the world, projecting strength across oceans. American research laboratories led breakthroughs in medicine and engineering. Universities attracted students from every continent, many of whom stayed and contributed to the next wave of innovation. And now, 2025. A new chapter. Cities glow with autonomous cars, delivery drones, and digital billboards broadcasting real-time news. Artificial intelligence influences everything from finance to healthcare. Renewable energy expands across the country, while aerospace companies test rockets that will carry humans back to the moon and beyond. America's power today is not just measured in traditional ways, it's measured in ideas, creativity, innovation, and the ability to shape the future. But beneath all the technology and history, one constant remains: people. America's rise was built by workers in the 1800 steel mills, by soldiers in distant battles, by engineers in the space race, by programmers in early tech offices, and by millions of immigrants who believed in the possibility of a better life. The story of American power is the story of millions of hands, millions of decisions, and millions of dreams. This is how the United States became a superpower, not through destiny, but through evolution. Through reinvention. Through the ability to push forward even when the road ahead was uncertain. From the factories of the 19th century to the digital horizons of 2025, America's journey continues to shape the modern world. And the next era, still unwritten, begins now.